It's time for the Run for the Roses. Time to pick a winner in the Kentucky Derby. And every year as we do this, we prevail upon Augie Griener Jr., longtime horseman. You're a horseman, although you're not into business. I consider you a horseman. You've seen every facet of it, right?
I have.
And you're a big horse racing fan, and you love the Derby, don't you?
I do.
Why do you love the Derby?
I just think it's just one of the great spectacles in American sports. You know, I mean, just the whole thing, everything about it. I mean, it's just, you know, it's the one horse race everybody knows about. The just going there. The Derby is probably on a lot of people's bucket list as a place they have to go at least one time in their life. And just the whole pageantry behind it and everything. And, you know, and if you like horse racing, I mean, you know, everybody wants to win the Derby.
And you don't even have to like horse racing that much. And I've been to about not 7 or 8 of them. You've been to a lot of them. How can we tell people what they experience? Because in addition to the women who come dressed to the nines and the great hats and the pageantry of the place, as you mentioned, the setting, the track, and not to mention the great stories in the backstretch, which I love.
Oh, yeah.
You can fall in love with the sport real easily, and you don't have to be a multi-millionaire to do it. So the Derby sort of brings together the common man looking for that great bet, right? And, of course, royalty, a lot of people who own horses.
Well, it's neat because, I mean, you see a lot of famous people there for one thing, so it's neat to go people watch. I mean, everybody does get dressed up. It's a social, you know, place to be. You know, but the bottom line is it's great horse racing. I mean, you got some of the best horses in the country running on that day. They got a lot of great stakes races going that day, and so, you know, if I would challenge anybody to go to a day like a Derby day and then not come away wanting to go back to the horse racing, or at least, you know, be more involved in it.
And you kind of understand why Kentuckians always cry in my old Kentucky home.
I do too, actually. I don't know why, but I do.
Yeah. All right, so let's get this in. I want to get your picks, Augie. You've got about 2 minutes. I want to get this in. The Derby's coming up. We've got a lot of horses. What, 20 or 21? We don't know for sure right now.
Well, 20. They only can have 20.
20. Okay. Well, on the sheet, it's 21 for some reason. Anyway, so the bottom line is that as we do this, we haven't got the post position yet, folks, in case you're seeing the video later. And so looking at what you see right here on the page, give me a breakdown of how the race is going to be run, and give me your 1, 2, 3 in the Kentucky Derby.
Well, I think the race, like I said earlier, the race is going to be run with not much pace. You know, I think that horses are going to be able to get out there and set a pretty modest fractions. You know, horses like, who is it? You're going to have Dancing Candy probably out there on the lead with Outwork right next to him, and then you're going to have Nyquist pretty close up, and Gunrunner pretty close up, and Destin pretty close up. Mohaymen will be close up, and I think all those horses, you know, I hate to say it, but I think 3 of those horses are going to be 1, 2, 3 at the end of the race. I don't think the pace is going to be fast enough for the closers to close into it, and I think the horses that are setting the pace are good enough to last the entire way.
All right, what kind of horse is Nyquist? Won the Florida Derby, 7 for 7 so far, and you wonder, is this horse racing royalty? Is this a horse that can win the Triple Crown? We don't know that, but right now, what does your gut, Augie, tell you about Nyquist?
Well, I tell you, it's crazy because Nyquist is a horse. He's by a sire named Uncle Mo, who back when he ran was going to be the favorite for the Derby, and they had to scratch him right before from an injury. He was first-year horses running last year, so Nyquist is from his first crop. He was by far and away the leading sire, first-year sire. He's going to be one of the best sires in the world in the next few years. And so pedigree-wise, he's great. He's done everything they've asked him to do. He's run on a bunch of different tracks, beaten everybody. Came to Florida and ran against Mohaymen when everybody thought Mohaymen was the favorite for the Derby and just dusted him. I mean, there's no fault in this horse whatsoever, and yet he's getting not a whole lot of credit for being the type of horse that he is.
All right, I'm going to just give you a couple of horses and their trainers and people we know in this area in Ocala because they've been here before. One guy that likes Florida breds. There's 2 guys here that do, and names jump out at me. Bob Baffert's horse, More, M-O-R, More Spirit. Bob Baffert, of course, a well-known trainer.
Yeah, I mean, More Spirit's nice, and a lot of people like that horse. You know, the only problem with him is he's run against, you know, Nyquist a few times and some of the horses in California.
Yeah. Got to get you back on the mic a little bit. Go ahead. He's giving me signals over it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You know, and he just hasn't been able to beat those horses, so I don't see any reason why he would do it now.
All right. Got about a minute. Got 2 horses to mention our trainers right now. Todd Fletcher, your friend, who's got Destin. What do you think? Yeah,
Destin's got a shot. I mean, he's like I said, he's one of those horses that's going to be up near the front. I think he's good enough to stay up there and last the race, you know, and he beat Outwork head-to-head down there in Tampa.
Of course, that's Todd Fletcher's horse, too.
Yeah, and Outwork is the same thing. I mean, Outwork and Destin are going to be the exact same type of horses. They're up near the front. They can both last, and they both have proven they can go head-to-head with each other.
All right, and I guess the last one would be, well, let's see, all the names I see here. Oh, Baffert's got collected. If he runs, is he going to run in the field or not? So this looks like him. I don't know if he's going in the field or not. So,
only through number 20 there.
Give me your pick to win.
My pick to win, unfortunately, I have to say it's Nyquist. I mean, he just hasn't done anything wrong, and the type of race it's going to be, the way it's going to be run, I think fits him perfectly.
You heard it from Augie Griener Jr. He's picking Nyquist, and I've been picking. I picked him 2 weeks ago, so that's our horse. What's your horse for the Kentucky Derby coming up this Saturday?